Hey everyone, just before we begin, this video is a re-edited upload of a reaction from our previous and now deleted channel, so please check that you subscribe to this new channel here, enjoy the review, and we look forward to seeing you in some new material coming very soon. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I'm going to be doing a review that under normal circumstances I wouldn't actually do. Now let me explain the reason why. First of all, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know, and I keep on doing this point over and over, but yay, we've reviewed every single BAND-MAID song ever, which is quite an achievement and one that I'm particularly proud of. But I'm a great believer that although we've got so many followers on this channel, and especially the ones who are asking me to do this video, I'm usually not one for going over and repeat listening to a song we've already heard before, because there's only really a point to say something about it if you've got something to say about it. So I've been told though that this is very different. This version of Domination that was released yesterday is very different from the original one. Now, it is a live version. It is from the 14th of February, the Valentine's Day performance. I was actually at the performance the day before. Check out my live review of seeing them live if you haven't already. So I have a lot of reason to know roughly how this is going to sound. I know the original song. The original version of Domination, actually, I'll be honest with you, I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favourite BAND-MAID songs, and certainly amongst their heavier fare, it's definitely one of my favourites. So there's a lot of reason for me to like this, but what I really want to grasp is I want to grasp what makes this different. Considering how much I like the original and the video, and they've even grown on me over time, is this live version that they put out going to give me something new from the song? And now that's actually an interesting question, because I've always been a great believer that when you do things live, you shouldn't do it like the recording. I know you get the whole atmosphere when you see things live, but you also want it to be musically different, because otherwise you could just go into a room and someone could put the music on loudspeakers and you could basically have a BAND-MAID disco. But no, you do actually want the band to add something musically different. So I'm interested to see how is this different. Now, interestingly, it clocks in a minute longer than the original as well. I can already see it's 5 minutes. I don't know if that's just like the live intro and exit from the song, but we're going to check this out anyway. See what it, see what makes it different. See what makes it interesting. If you haven't already clicked off already because of the fact that I've been telling you why you shouldn't watch this video, join me and we'll discuss it more afterwards. Alright, here we go. This is the live version of Domination from the February 14th, 2020 performance by BAND-MAID. Alright, as always, we will be fiercely honest about this one. And I will say that, yeah, that was really good live performance. Nothing to hold against this. It is a tale of two sides though. Let's be honest again, just to reiterate the point, I adore this song. This is one of my favourite BAND-MAID songs. When I'm doing my list of favourite songs, which will be coming up, I have to do a lot of research to like try and formulate an actual list. So probably give me a couple of months on that yet. Hopefully they're not going to release too much new material in that time. Still, nonetheless, I must admit, when I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, yeah, this is a song that I absolutely adore either way. Can't be taken away from. So I guess there's more for me to lose when I hear this. There's more for me to lose if they did something that made me go, you've ruined the song. And, like I said, we're always honest on this channel. They did nothing that ruined the song. Did they elevate the song? In some ways, yes. Like I said, this is a real tale of two stories, so everything I say is going to kind of be a mixture of a compliment and a justification, I think. Now, the extended way that they did the bridge, I think that had a quality to it. I mean, usually, I've got to admit, when they extend bridges, doesn't always work for me. I mean, you look at a song like Don't You Tell Me, that's another song that I really like by them. Everyone really raves about the way that they do the bridge in the live version, usually. To be honest, for me, it doesn't really add anything to the song. It kind of, if anything, maybe loses a bit of the tightness, the flow of the song. With this, actually, it kind of works. This is quite a dark song in a lot of ways, and they extending it and adding that kind of headbangy bop there was cool. I like the way they did that. The solos, like the bass solo, didn't really stand out. I mean, I could see from what Misa was playing that it was really interesting, and she was doing some good like little runs, and she's adding chords and things in there, but you couldn't really hear it. It didn't really punch through because the rest of the music had gone very deep at that point, so it kind of became a little bit muddied. And when you had that sort of Miku Kanami play along bit, again, it sounded kind of muddied, but actually that's why I quite liked that bit. I thought that worked quite well, hearing it like that, because what you actually had there is that rather than it being something where you're just listening to twiddling, everything kind of had this built-up rumble. You know, there was this sort of feeling that everything was a bit messy, maybe, but it just all kind of felt like it was all brooding up. You know, all of these sounds were kind of building up together and then punching into the Konami solo, which obviously is the standout moment we know from the bridge. So actually that kind of worked. It was, I don't know if it was what they were going for, but it worked. I liked a lot of things about that. The drum solo was perfect. It was so nailed on. It sounded like a computer couldn't have even pulled that off. But I'm going to justify that by saying that actually I didn't really feel there needed to be a drum solo. Even though it was very short, it kind of, it broke the flow a little bit for me. I you know, hashtag no bias. We all know I'm a huge fan of hers, but I just didn't feel like there needed to be a drum solo in there. It felt kind of functionary, like it was just there for the sake of it. So, you know, there's many things about this that I really liked, and yet justifiably, did they improve it? Maybe no. I mean, one of the big, probably the only downside, like I say, is that the mix on this still didn't sound very good for the guitars. And I did feel like the second verse, I really love, one of the things I love about the second verse is that little bit where you get the call and answer between the guitars on both sides, and you get a little deep bit, and then just these high, slightly discordant chords just flicking in from one side and back. I love that on the original recording, and on this, the guitars were too quiet. You couldn't hear it, and it lost one of the most characterful parts of the song. But there was one thing about this that really stood out that I loved, and you probably are going to know what I'm going to say now if you just listen to what I was saying over the song. I really loved the way that Psyche sung this. I'm very open about the fact that, you know, her voice is usually pinpoint on all the time. So when it comes to reviewing her live performances, she's got more to lose than anyone because of the fact that, I mean, there's virtually nothing to say about her performances most of the time in most of their songs. It's just like, yeah, she came and she nailed it again. So, you know, hearing her perform a song and actually stand out it being better than the original recording is really impressive. Because Psyche's voice on the original recording, like I say, she just kind of nailed it in an almost robotic way. And I don't mean that as in sort of having no feeling, just as in she went and she did the song exactly as it was on paper, and, you know, with her characterful, full, powerful voice. But in this, there was an extra passion in Psyche's performance that I think elevated everything. I think that she added more to this performance of the song than anyone else. Everyone else was doing great, don't get me wrong, but what she did was actually markedly better in my opinion. I know that sometimes she's like sort of calling the vocals to the crowd, and so she's not even singing all of the words, but that's fine. That's part of the whole live atmosphere. What she did do, however, absolutely brilliant. So for me, there were lots of things that were a little bit different. Nothing really nothing was really against the song. The mix thing we can forgive because it's live. You know, there was nothing that made it stand out better or worse, except for, just like I say, Psyche's performance to me was really a joy to listen to, a joy to watch. She was definitely the standout difference there. And I just loved the way she threw her voice into the notes. You know, there was a little bit of grit there, but, you know, some singers, when they try and add a bit of grit live, it's kind of, you get the emotion, but then the musicality suffers as a result. She did it whilst also holding the notes and really so adding an extra draw to the way she sung everything. You know, it kind of like, there was just a sort of feeling to the whole intonation, I guess, probably be the best way of describing it. But yeah, so my opinions, was that worth reviewing? Definitely worth listening to. It was interesting. Like I said, I don't think it was markedly different, better or worse or anything from the original, but it was interesting to hear a difference in the dynamic. And like I say, Psyche's voice certainly made it a worthwhile little adventure. So anyway, thank you as always for suggesting these things. I will definitely check out anything you guys put in the Reddit suggestion thread. Remember, link to that in the description below. I can't always say that they'll always get past the copyright censors. And in case of this is coming from a live DVD, which is going to be released soon, apparently. So guys, if you enjoy enjoyed this, do remember to check that out. Remember to buy the live DVD when it comes out. I'm sure you'll be able to get it in your region somehow. Probably available on streaming services as well nowadays, actually. I'm so old. So, you know, it's definitely worth checking this out. I think as far as live DVDs go, it seems to be decently mixed, and it was certainly fantastic. Visually, it was a fantastic live performance when I saw it the day before this one. I'm assuming they used all the same visual stuff as well. So, yeah, do check that out. And, yeah, so like I say, that was good. Thanks for suggesting it. I don't usually, like I said, I don't usually come back to songs I've already heard, and this is the real reason. This one, I think, just about worth it. Just about worth it. All right, anyway, guys, thanks, like I say, so much for tuning in. Thanks for making it to the end of a video. As always, get in there, give me your thoughts, your comments, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Remember, we've got our Discord in the description below as well. You know, all these kinds of things if you want to chat with us, and the Patreon if you want to be one of those wonderful people. We've got a few wonderful patrons who do actually keep this channel running. We do it on a minimal budget, but God, do they make it work. So thank you so much to them and to you. And until I see you soon on the next video, hopefully, for now, ciao, ciao. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and, you know, comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.